everybody, it's Greg, Detroit's Love Guru, coming to you live as normal every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern Time with the Art of Relationship show. This is a special show I do every year talking about grief during the holidays, because it's one thing that a lot of people miss, and everything is supposed to be all happy, joy during the holidays. It's not so for a lot of people, okay? So I'm going to get into this and help you heal with the grief aspects and how to make it through the holidays, okay? And I have a special offer as well, a free giveaway coming to you real quick. So pay attention. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right there. Hey, welcome back, everybody. And welcome to the Art of Relationship show, like I mentioned a little bit ago. And I am actually giving a giveaway. This is the original cover of my new book, my latest book that just came out, probably about a week, 2 weeks ago at the most. And I'm working on a new cover design right now. But you will get the paperback. It's the same book, just a different cover. All you have to do is share the video or my post below this announcing the show every Wednesday to your timeline, and I will do a drawing. I'm giving away 10 free copies of the paper book right here of, it's right here, Love, Sex, and Everything in Between, a relationship guide. It's available in ebook, paperback on Amazon, but I'm giving away free copies, and I even am paying for shipping, okay? Plain and simple, I'm paying for shipping. So I'll announce the winners tomorrow. You just have to share either this video or the post down below announcing the Art of Relationship show. It's my way for saying thank you so much for all the support I've been getting this year, and a way to give back too, okay? So I'm going to get back into the situation about grief during the holidays. And as I mentioned, for a lot of people, it is not a happy time for a lot of people, okay? There are a lot of people that deal with so many different grief aspects, and especially during 2020, right, with COVID. I have lost people I've known due to COVID. I had a client that less than 2 weeks ago had a brain aneurysm, was healthy, everything was fine, had a brain aneurysm and passed away. And my best goes out to his wife and his family as well, big time. So we've all endured a lot, maybe lost people, loved ones, maybe heart attacks, car accidents, cancer, rare diseases, that type of form, suicide, okay? But there are a lot of other grief elements other than, let's face it, death that we lost. There are people during COVID that have lost, let's face it, countless people have lost jobs out there. Maybe you have lost a pet, and a lot of people, it's an animal, it's a pet. Pets are very soothing. They're part of a family. I'm a huge animal fan myself, so it's very, very difficult, okay? What about people that have lost in other ways as well? Not only, like I said, through death, but job loss, through health aspects. Maybe you lost your mobility. Maybe you lost hearing. Maybe you lost, vision. Those type of aspects, okay? Maybe you're wheelchair bound. So there are a lot of different types of losses, and a lot of people assume that everybody should be all woohoo, happy-go-lucky, right, during the holiday season, and it's not. It's very, very difficult, okay? And there are a lot of different stages of grief. Everyone's heard of, probably the most famous is Kubler-Ross, hyphenated last name, with her stages of grief. And, you talk about, denial. You talk about anger, right? You talk about bargaining. Oh, please give me more time. I wanted more time. Or maybe bargaining, take me instead, that type of aspect. And then people go into a depressed state. And then, the acceptance of the death and being able to move on and try to heal. But a lot of people, I tell people, when I taught college classes, my two main classes, believe it or not, was psychology of death and dying, because I do a lot of grief and trauma work, or used to, and of course, human sexuality. And when I tell people about death and dying, because of the stages of grief are laid out in a 5-step plan, doesn't mean everybody goes through all the stages. That doesn't mean everybody goes through not only all the stages, but go through the stages and, in the right order, or the 1 through 5 order, right? No, everybody's different. Sometimes people could, accept you death, and then the anger and everything comes out later, or depression hits, that you're so busy and in a state of shock that everything doesn't hit, okay? So you have to remember, be kind to people during the holiday season. Please, please be kind to people. And, so many people try, cheer up, joke around, be happy. It's a holiday season. For a lot of people, again, it is very, very enduring, and it's very sad and a very challenging time for people. So number one, be compassionate, be understanding, reach out and ask, are you okay? You need somebody to talk to, because when a lot of people are sad and grieving from one form or another, as I mentioned, that, isolation sits in. A lot of people, they want to isolate. They don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to reach out to anybody because maybe they don't want to burden anybody. Okay. They don't want to, be a pain to anybody else. Or a lot of times they don't want to talk about it or talk to anybody because it's a remembrance. All that sadness comes out of you, and people don't want to deal with it. So they want to try to hide it, ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist, pretend they're fine. So please reach out to these people. And one thing I tell people, and I have for 2 decades, I want people to feel the sadness. I want people to feel the grief. Now, hold on. People are looking at, Greg, you're an ass. Why do you want people to feel that? I don't want them to like it. There's a huge difference. I want people to allow those feelings to come out. They're real. They're intense. Because the more you try to hold back, the more you try to pretend they don't exist or ignore them, that's a lot of work. And it makes it a lot more difficult for the healing process to set in, and where you can, move beyond the grief. Okay. And everybody assumes, there's a time frame. Oh, it's been 6 months. It's been a year. It's been 3 months. You should be fine already, right? You should be all done over, wipe it away and move on, right? It don't work that way. Everybody uses the word, and I don't like the word, but it's true. It's a process. Okay. It's a day by day struggle for a lot of people. And that's what it is. You shouldn't try to rush people through the grieving process. And a lot of people go after that. Okay. A lot of people try to push you through the grieving process. Let's face it. Hell, in corporate America, right? You get 3 bereavement days, right? Paid bereavement for 3 days and get your ass back to work, or we're not paying you type of thing. And it's sad because all of a sudden in 3 days, you're supposed to, suck it up and get back to work type of thing. Are you kidding me? It don't work that way. And it's a daily endurance, a daily struggle. It's a daily healing process. Okay. And I'm going to walk you through some steps that can take place that can help you through these aspects. Okay. And a lot of people, I tell people, with the grieving aspect, and it could be losing kids, horrific aspects. Okay. And I'm not here to judge or tell people which is worse, not at all. But I want you to remember maybe good times with that person, with that loved one, especially if there's a death in the family or, a pet, that type of aspect. Okay. Remember the good times. Remember the laugh, the smiles you had, the little maybe joking, the moments of embarrassment, those type of things that you remember, and you cherish those memories. They can help you put a smile back on your face and release the endorphins in those aspects. Okay. They can help in a healing process, that you remember those good times. And I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of times as well where some people, they remember those good times and they crave them over again. Who wouldn't, right? That's okay. But it's okay to remember the good times and use them as a healing process, and to let the endorphins kick in and try to help heal the pain aspects. Okay. How many people still talk to, and this goes, let me back up a little bit. Even remembering the good times could be at a work, at a place, co-workers, that type of aspect. If you lost your job, maybe what you liked about the job or career, or maybe joke around what you didn't like about it. Those type of things you can, those memories are there to cherish. Okay. So remember that. Another thing, especially when people have passed away or pets passed away, how many people, and I ask clients this all the time, do you still talk to them? Right? A lot of people look at me like, what do you mean? They're dead, Greg. They're not here. Or pet died. My mom died. Dad died. My daughter, son died. What do you mean talk to them? And I tell people you can still talk to them regardless of what your beliefs are. Okay. If it's a spiritual realm, some people are religious, some aren't. Some, it could be your soul or spirit could be, floating around, flying around type aspect, whatever your beliefs are. But do you still talk to them? Do you tell them that you miss them, that you love them, that you hope that they're okay, that they're at peace, if anything, okay? Because a lot of times, a lot of people don't want to do that because they feel like it's crazy. They feel like, oh my God, what am I doing? They're not going to talk back. It doesn't matter, okay? What matters is that you're getting it out of there, and it's okay that you still communicate with those people. And some people, not only talking to them, some people talk to them in other ways, okay? Through journaling, through writing, through having a text, message account to that person to still have it, even though it's not going to be delivered anymore, that you can use it as a journal and keep it, keep it going. When you feel like you missed them, talk, journal it. It's okay. I had a client years ago that lost her father, and she came up with, had an email account, dad@gmail.com or yahoo.com or whatever. And, would email that, that would be a way of journaling too. So there's a way to keep the communication going, even though they might, not going to communicate back. It's okay to still talk and miss them. And, I wish you were here. Oh, I remember this time we laughed together. I remember this one time that you farted and you crapped your pants, that type of thing. Right. So you can laugh and joke around about it, and still okay to communicate and say you miss them and you wish they were here. That's okay. So those are some avenues that can help the healing process. Okay. How many people also you can keep like I call it a memory chest or a memory box. It can be maybe a fancy box, whatever, wooden box, metal box. It can be a plastic tote. It doesn't matter. Okay. That you can keep memorabilia in it, photos, their favorite shirt, their favorite whatever it is, a game, a remembrance, maybe during the holidays, right? Their favorite, maybe Christmas ornament. And, some people put it out or they're afraid to look at those things. Maybe their favorite book, whatever those keepsakes are, you can keep them in a memory box or a memory chest, or some people have a memory wall in a house, where there's pictures of them, like a memorial or a shelf. There's so many different ways that you can do this. It's whatever works for you too. Okay. And again, it's so important to allow yourself to heal, to release that pain. And if you feel guilty, shame, I wish I would have had more time. I wish I would have been there, when they passed away, or that type of aspect. And there's a lot of times to allow that to go away, to heal. And remember, again, this goes for even to feel bad that you are maybe wheelchair bound, like there's, a grieving through a health crisis that you're dealing with or endured that I mentioned at the beginning of the show. So remember these aspects, okay? Cherish them. It's one of those things that no one should ever tell you, oh, suck it up, get over it. It's been this long, that long. You need to stay away from those people. It's a time to reach out to, maybe a friend or friends to talk to, support group, grief support groups, and a counselor. Woo, right? Some people are religious and they have a strong connection, or, a trust relationship with their pastor, reverend, or, their clergy in a religious aspect. One thing about grief support groups, they serve a huge purpose. Okay. And some grief support groups are closed, which means there's only a certain amount of group members, and that's it through maybe an 8-week, 12-week period. And some groups are what they call open groups, where new people come in all the time. Okay. And I tell people support groups are good, but I'm also going to give a word of advice and warning with them. They can serve a purpose, but you have to be careful, because when new people keep coming in for help and grieving, what happens is it keeps triggering and you don't get out of that stuck pattern. Like you are revisiting, resurfacing the grief and off of other people. And I posted last week about empaths, and it's very difficult because you start feeling everybody else's pain and you don't get a chance to heal and to be able to, try to move on and regain your life again. So be careful of that. Okay. And another aspect, I gave, self-soothing tools. Allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to feel, read, try to get back to your regular activities. And I know it sucks and people heard this before, but try to get back to what you enjoy. If it's listening to music, if it's, dancing naked in your house, if it's, like I said, reading, if it's exercising, bike riding, walking, these aspects are crucial for the healing process, okay? To be able to heal and you are still living. Remember that, okay? A lot of people I've run into and I question it. You know what? Are you afraid to be happy again? Because this is a reality. And a lot of people are afraid to ask these questions. I ask tough questions. You can ask my couples. I do it for a reason, to serve a purpose, okay? I don't want to blow smoke up people's booties and pretend that there's rainbows and unicorns floating around all over the place. I'm a realist and I get it. So when I ask couples, you know what? Are you afraid to be happy again? They look at me like they never thought about it. And it's sort of a subconscious maybe attitude or subconscious presence, if you will, to where they don't want to be happy again, because that means if I'm happy again, I don't miss my loved one. You get me? I don't miss them. I don't love them anymore. I don't think about them anymore. If I'm happy, woohoo, everything's great again. And then you start feeling guilty or shameful for feeling happy again. Do you understand? Maybe some people can relate to that. And I tell people, you're living. You still have a right to live and still be happy. And your loved one still would want you to be happy and go after what you love and to still live a joyful life, whatever that means to you. So remember that, okay? It's okay to laugh and smile again when your loved one passes, okay? That's okay. So again, reach out to friends, reach out to, support groups, reach out to clergy, counselors, big time, okay? So allow people in to help you and be there for you, but don't allow others to tell you, suck it up. You know what? It should be over. It should be whatever. And definitely reach out to a professional counselor, social worker, psychologist, whatever, especially if the grief is not alleviating over a given amount of time. Okay. I would say, that you're not feeling a little relief after 3 to 4 months. I'm being realistic, and I'm not talking you're fully healed. No, not at all. But you feel like it's not getting anywhere. It's getting worse, that you're stuck and not getting any help. And it's important. Okay. I want you to live your life and, be happy again somewhat, even though it sounds impossible. It sounds maybe crazy, but I want you to be able to move on and to be able to heal from that and be able to live your life again. And that by no means dictates or means that you don't love that person or miss them or want them around. No. Okay. Not at all. So hopefully this advice will help you out and give you some tips. Okay. And again, I appreciate everybody listening, joining in. Again, share this video on your timeline or the post below about the show every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time. And you will get a copy of my latest book, Love, Sex, and Everything in Between, a relationship guide. Like I said, I apologize. This is the original cover. I'm not too fan of it, so I have a new one coming out. But you will get the paperback version, the actual paperback. It's actually the book. And I pay for shipping. It's a way for me to say thank you so much and to, give back to all the people and for your support and love that you've given me over the years and over this year, especially. So check out my website, the artofrelationships.org. There we go. Make sure you go over to my public figure page, the Art of Relation. There we go again. Sorry. Detroit's Love Guru. There we go. Facebook.com/Detroit's Love Guru as I battle with my words today, okay? Peace and love to everybody out there. Hopefully this has helped and given you some tips with the grieving that you're enduring, especially during the holidays, okay? Peace and love to everybody out there again. Take care. Bye-bye.